This conference will now be recorded.
All right. In the last session, we talked about validations and how these validations are created in a particular company code. Correct? What are the two transaction codes that we talked about regarding validations?
GGB0
GGB0
and OB28
OB8
for assign.
GGB0 and OB28. Okay, these are the two transaction codes which we will be using to define validations. One for creating a validation, second one is for assigning and activation of your validation at your company code level. Each validation will have how many stages, at what level you can create a validation, at how many levels?
At 3 level we can create, sir. Prerequisite,
Prerequisite is how you will create a validation, and at how many levels you will create validation?
on header line data,
I think
on
three.
line item data,
Three.
and
acha,
document.
header line data.
I think three.
Header,
Header, line item.
Line item,
correct?
complete document.
Complete document. Now, to create a validation, you need three steps. What are those three steps to create a validation?
Prerequisite, check, and message.
Prerequisite, check, message. Prerequisite, check, and message. These are the 3 points that you will have to consider while defining any validation. Now, these 2 points you'll have to remember. While creating a validation, you will have three levels, and at each validation, you will have to follow these three steps. And to a company code, you can create only one validation, either at header. If you are creating a validation at header, can we create more than one header validations or only one header validation?
Only one.
Only one.
Only one header validation will be created. And how you are going to meet the requirement of multiple validations?
We can create multiple steps.
Right. In header validation, you are going to create multiple steps based on your business requirement. One validation can have several steps. And do we have transport request option while saving the validation, or it will not trigger any TR?
No tier.
While assigning the
No TR, sir.
validation, we
Right. While creating a validation, there will be no transport request generated, but while assigning the validation to the company code, there will be a TR generation. Now, if you want to move validations from one client to the other client, what you have to do is your TR auto created, or you need to manually include your validation in a TR.
need to include.
We need to include manually in our TR. Now, while including your validation in a particular TR, should we include set or we should not include the set?
We should not include.
It should not include.
You should not include the set while transporting validation from one client to the other client. Why we should not include the set?
Because
Because
it will
set
change
is
other set setting.
right, because it is a master data. This has to be maintained separately in each of your clients. Development set master will be different, quality it will be different, production it will be different, right? Now let's try to understand certain validations and how we will be defining it in the system. Let's say I'll put validation examples. I'll put first validation as stop using future documented date. Okay, first one is your client is telling that we want to stop using future document date. This is one of your validations. Let me write one more. I'll say if document type is, let's say, AB, currency must be either USD, Euro, AED, and SGD. Clear? Whenever you are trying to use document type AB, your currency must be either of these four. Any currency apart from these four cannot be used against document type AB. Clear? These are just some examples that I am giving. Now, third one, allow postings in the previous or closed period only for selected users. Be on mute, those who are not talking.
Chandan, you can mute them.
Okay. Okay, so first one, stop using future date for the document. And second one, if document type is AB, currency must be either dollar, euro, AED, or Singapore dollar. Third one, allow postings in the previous or closed periods only for selected users. Now, are these three part of header or line item?
Line item, sir.
Header.
Header.
Header, sir.
All of these three are part of your header because you have to pay attention on which field we are focusing on. In the first one, we are focusing on document date. Document date is part of your document header part. In the second one, you are talking about document type and currency. So now in the second one, are we focusing on document type or your currency? Which one you have to validate, type or currency?
Currency. Currency.
Currency. You'll have to focus on currency. On what condition? On document type condition,
AB.
right? If document type is AB, you'll have to validate currency. On the third one, where you are going to focus?
Posting period.
On third one, you are going to focus on posting period. Now let us try to create these validations and check how these are going to work out. Let me log into SAP.
Can we create three in one step?
3 in one step?
Yeah, like posting date, currency, and future date.
No,
Can
we
it
cannot
possible?
create.
Okay.
No. You can make it possible, but all the conditions must be fulfilled. With that condition, it's very, very rare that one will post a document.
Okay.
Okay. Now, first one, stop using future document date. Let's say in company code AP10. Okay, in company code, I want future document date to be stopped. Now, let me take this scenario first. I'll be working on this first. So I'll keep only this visible. So before you test any validation, always remember first you need to execute the transaction as it is working in the current system. Okay, now this is your requirement. Before you put any validation, you must test this scenario as it is in your system to check how system is behaving, and then you need to understand where you need to put a control. Clear?
Sir, future
Without,
document in the sense like here or
I'll show it. I'll post a document now.
okay, sir.
Okay, I'll be on F-02. Currency, I'll give INR. Now, if you look at document date field, what is today's date? 16th April.
Yes, sir.
What will be the future document date from when it will be future?
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow's.
next
17th
month.
April.
From
17.
17 onwards, if I put 17/04/2023, when I press enter, okay, I'll change this to current period. Okay, there is an warning message. What is this warning message?
Document date is in
Check
future, sir.
document date is in the future.
Check document date in future. Let me double click on this message. Now, by default, system is giving me a warning if I put a future date in the document.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me double click on this message. When I double click on this message, every message that you get at the bottom, whether it is an error message or a warning message or an information, if you double click on it, you will find something called message number. What is this message number?
F5192.
F5192. I'll copy this message number. I'll put this message here. Okay, this is the message number F5192. This is the text of this message. Now, if you look at this in standard system, when I try to put future document date, system is giving me a warning, and this warning contains a message number.
Yes, sir.
Point number one, what we can do is option number one, we can convert warning message to error message. What we can do?
We
We
can
can
convert
convert
warning
We can
message
convert
to
this.
error message.
error message. Let's say how we will do it. I'll show you. Now, before we do any such things, I will get an error message. I will not be able to move forward. But in case if I get a warning message, can I move forward?
Yes, sir. We can move forward.
So how can I move forward with warning message? What I need to do on the system?
You can do enter. It will come move forward now.
Alright, I just need to press enter on the keyboard so that I'll move forward. It is asking me to specify an account number. I'll give one account number, debit some amount. We are testing validation, and our validation is based on the future date. Don't pay attention on what entry I am posting. Okay, you're not supposed to focus on why I am debiting bank incoming account, why I am crediting bank outgoing account. Clear?
Yes.
Because our target is to check this particular functionality.
Yes.
To check this particular functionality, no other option, we have to post a document. So any document you post, this is the common function. So our attention, our focus is only on the document date, how system is behaving with this particular field. Let me post it. Now, am I using future document date or current document date?
Future document date.
Future document date. System gave me a warning message. I ignored it. Let me try to post it. Is document posted?
Yes, sir. It
Yes.
posted.
Right?
Yes.
Let's say you have a requirement from your client which states any document cannot be posted using future document date. Your client is telling I'll not have any transactions in future. So users are posting future document date which is affecting my transactions. Let's say based on the document date you may be calculating due dates, you may be calculating baseline dates or any other dates. You may have certain calculations based on the document date. Now, if users are giving incorrect document dates, let's say future document dates, you do not want system to accept them, because normally you are not going to receive any future transaction bill or any other thing. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, sir. Month end we can
Yes,
receive.
sir.
It's very rare. Maybe in case of your bank accounting, you may have future value date, but for value date, you have a dedicated field. Now, I want to restrict this. So what I am going to do now, I am going to change this message number from warning to error, and then we will see whether we are able to do this or not. To change any message control from your FI side, open a new screen, go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, come to financial accounting. In financial accounting, go to financial accounting global settings. In global settings, let's go to tools. Okay, in tools, you will find something called change message control. Right?
Yes, sir.
How do I get T code of this? How do I enable transaction code for this?
Additional information.
Top additional information.
Additional
Again additional
information.
information.
Display key.
Display key.
IMG
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 activity.
activity.
Now, if I move this, what is the transaction code?
OBA
OBA5.
OBA5. So let me put this
A5.
OBA5. Let's open this change message control. When you open this, it is asking for something called application area. Before you put your application area, first you'll have to look at the error message number. What is the error message number?
F5192.
F5192. So your application area for most of the things is your first two digits. In this case, it will be F5 is your application area. And last three digits, which is your 192, will be your message number. Now, if it is F5192, what application area I should type here?
F5.
F5.
I'll have to put F5 and then I'll press continue. When I give this, it is giving me something here. F5 represents document editing. Okay, this area belongs to document editing. Here, let's add a new entry. Put a new entry and you'll have to look at the message number that you are getting. What is our message number? In application
192.
area F5? 192. I'll just put
Yes.
192 here. I'll press enter. Now it's asking me to select online. Online means when you're processing on the foreground or when you're processing on the front end. When I'm processing on the front end, in short, when I'm processing the transaction manually, what should I want? Should I want an error message or I should need a warning message? What is our requirement now? Error or warning?
Error, sir.
Error message.
Warning, sir.
Error message.
Sorry, error,
Because
sir.
warning we are already getting. So if it is error message, your message type will be E. If you want a warning message, you want W. If you want to give any information, you give S. Sorry, if you want to give any information, you either choose I or you choose S. So which means whether you want to give an information on a pop-up screen or you just want to give an information on the footer screen, which means at the bottom here. Okay, now our requirement is to make this as an error message. I'll pick this error message. And when you process this batch input, which means in the background, if I process this document in the background also I want to get error message only. I'll put E. Right? It doesn't matter whether the entry is posted in the front end or in the back end. In short, whether user is posting it manually or an upload program is running in the back end. I want to give an error message to the user in either of the cases. Give error message, press enter again. Okay, now here you are getting the message text, check document date in future, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now let me save this. I will save this. Now configuration change we have made. I want to test it once again. If I want to test once again, the expectation now is, should system allow future date or it should not allow?
It should not allow.
Should not
It should
allow.
not allow. Let me press enter. Period. Okay. Now next one. Now the type of message has become from yellow to red. In short, warning to error.
Yes, sir.
Now I will not be able to move forward unless and until I give the document date either current date or past date. It cannot be future. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now can I meet this requirement by doing this message control setting or not?
Yes, sir, we can do.
Yes.
Right? We can meet the requirement by doing this message control setting. But is this correct? The
No.
expectation is stop using future document date in AP10. Now there is a standard functionality in SAP. By changing the message control FI192 from warning to error, you can meet your business requirement. But is this correct?
I think it is not correct.
No.
It applies to all company
No,
codes.
sir. It's only applicable only some users, right? All users.
No. The first point that you said is valid because in our requirement we have clearly mentioned stop using future document date in company code AP10.
Okay, if
Which
it's
means for
in
the other
all.
company codes, future document date should be valid. Like you have no requirement from other company codes to stop future document date. So if you do this
Okay, sir.
setting at this level, at error message control level, this is at client level setting applicable for all your company codes. Right? If you are not clear with the requirement, if you know the solution but your solution may not be the correct solution or your solution may not be ideal to meet the entire business requirement, one person or one company code requirement is fulfilled but other company codes are raising their point stating we want to upload documents with future document date, possible?
Yes, sir.
Right? If I do this approach, one company code will be happy, the other company code will not be happy. Right? This is how you may be getting requirements when you are working in a project. So that is why when we talk about you have to do any configuration or you have to understand the business requirement to eliminate these kind of problems. If you see only from the requirement point of view and if you do not try to understand it from the business point of view, you will end up doing something which is correct but which is not ideal. Whatever you have done is correct, but this is not correct for this situation. For this business requirement, this is not a recommended solution. Now you have done this through configuration, which is affecting all your company codes.
No, sir. Only one company code.
The configuration which we did now,
No, sir. It affects all the company codes.
it
It
will
affects
affect,
all. But
right?
there
Now
is no
let me,
assignment, sir. Company.
no assignment. Here, do you find any assignment?
Yes, sir. That's what. Yeah. No is there. Assignment is not there.
Not there. Now let me change company code. Okay, what I'll do, I'll come back F-02. I'll give future date. Now I'll change AP20. Now this period is not open. Okay. Now for AP20 also you are getting the error message,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
but requirement did not come from AP20. Requirement came from AP10.
Okay. That time what we will do, sir?
So in these kind of situations, you are not supposed to do configuration related change. You have to go with validation because this control you have to bring into the system based on certain limitation, based on certain
That
condition,
is standard. Yes, sir. Okay.
right? So it should work only when company code is AP10. Otherwise, it should not work. To meet these kind of things, you will write your custom validations, wherein you can apply whatever the filters that you want. Okay, this
So
is not
can we
ideal.
stop past date?
You can stop past date also, but that is not the requirement. Because any transaction that you post is past transaction only. We will not post current date transaction every day. You will not post future date transaction every day. Majority of the transactions that we post are past dated entries. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Like
If you
a
want, you
previous
can
year,
stop.
I am asking. Like,
You can stop.
okay.
Okay, if you wanted to stop that way, you'll have to go based on the fiscal year.
Okay.
Okay,
Based on that validation only, we can stop, right?
correct. Based on the validation only.
Okay.
Okay, now option number one, this one. Let me put option number two is your validation. Now here, to write a validation, what we are trying to check, we are trying to check document date based on the company code. Before we put that, first let's put 3 points in your validation. First one is prerequisite, second one check, third one message. On what basis you want to check this validation? So your
Company
future
code?
document date, let's say we want to check document date. Document date cannot be future date. This is your checkpoint. Now on what condition you want to stop future document date? You
If
want
it
to
is a
restrict at
future
any
date,
document.
yeah. If it is a future
If you,
date, we have error messages should be come.
but on
Document
what
date is the
condition?
future.
On what condition? For all company codes or for selected company code?
For selected company
For
code only.
selected company
Selected
codes.
company code.
Right? Only for selected company codes, or in this company code only for selected document types, or only for selected currency. You can extend your
Yes.
condition based on your requirement. It is not
Yes.
fixed.
Yes.
Right? Requirement keep changing based on your business process, based on your business requirement. Please be on mute if you're not talking. Okay, now prerequisite, first what we will do, we will put only company code. First
Company
let us
code.
test only with company code, then we will add company code and some other parameter. Now message, you can put any message. I can put future document date is not allowed. Okay, either I can give this future document date not allowed message, or I can tell please use document date either current date or past date. Any message you can give, but who will be creating these messages when you're in a project?
Technical team, sir. Developer.
Technical team will create, and to the technical team you are going to give the message class as ZFI, and you will tell them the message text. They will allot a message number, they will share you the message number. Now let's define this validation. Now before we define the validation, I don't want this setting, because if this setting is there, my validation is not going to work. Am I correct? Either I
Yes,
have to
sir.
go with this or go with validation. Let me remove this now. Save it. Okay, I'll keep this screen open. I'll open one more window. Let's write validation GGB0. Here, financial accounting. Expand financial accounting. In this document header, if you open document header, yesterday we created a validation which is your AP10.
AP10.
Select AP10 inside AP10, if you see, there are two steps. One is your header text and the other one is related to reference field. Okay, now let me create another validation. I'll click on the header validation, which is your AP10, and then go click on step. It will insert step number 3. Okay, put here future document date. Okay, let's go to prerequisite. Prerequisite, you have to select BKPF
Company.
document header, double click on this. You should always check based on the table and field name. For company code, what is the technical name?
BUKRS.
BUKRS or Bookers,
Bookers.
right? So put BUKRS. BUKRS will give you the company code. Select this company code, click on 2 times. In short, do a double click. Company code will reflect here. Now I want to have this validation to work exclusively for one company code. If this is your requirement, give is equal to. In case if you want to apply this validation for multiple company codes, let's say you have some 5 company codes, but out of 5 company codes, only 2 company codes require this validation. In such case, you need to put validation based on the set. Based on what?
Set.
Set. So set is a master data. In this set, you will be updating the company codes. So set we will create after some time. Now I will create only for one company code. If you are very clear that this is applicable only for one company code, put is equal to, and whenever you put is equal to, click on this constant. This constant will give you whatever the value you have given here. You have given company code field, it will give you the list of company codes here. Select your company code AP10. Continue. Now at company code level, you want to enable this validation. Now your prerequisite is completed. Let's go to check. Whenever company code is AP10, I want to check document date. Double click on this accounting document header. Before we do it, come to the data entry screen, find out the field name for this document date, click on F1 help. You will get a pop-up. Click on 4th icon, technical information. You will get table name, you will get field name. So field name for document date is BLDAT.
DAT.
Copy this BLDAT, close this window, close this pop-up. It's getting slow if you open the pop-ups. Okay. Now come here in the check, click on find, put this field BLDAT, enter. I should stop opening this drop downs frequently. But you understood how to find out a field name, right? Table name and field name for any particular field,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? So next time when we want to find out the field name, I'll go to SE11, I'll put this BKPF, we'll take the field value from there. Because it's getting stuck if you go here. Now it has found document date BKPF BLDAT. To enable this, double click on this. Okay, this pop-up is now closed. Fine. Now it should work fast. Okay. Now document date, you want the document date on what logic? Should not be future
Future
date.
date. Yes.
Future date.
Document date cannot be future date, which means your document date should always be current date or until current date.
Yes.
Now tomorrow it is 16, sorry, today it is 16, but tomorrow it should be 17. Can I directly put a date here?
No, sir.
If I put a date, it will be valid only for couple of days, my validation. After that, it will not work. Because
Yes.
on calendar, every day
Oh,
your dates are keep on updating. So
yes.
I cannot manually feed the date. So for that, you will have one more thing called system fields. What fields?
System fields.
System fields will be there. Now, my document date cannot be future date, which means it can be either past or current. Correct? It can be either past date or current date. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
For that, should I say this as less than or equal to current date, or greater than or equal to current date, or equal to current date?
Less than or
Equal
equal
to
to current
current
date.
date.
Less than equal to.
Less than or equal to current date.
Less than or equal to current date. When I say less
Yes.
than or equal to current date, it accept
Yes.
current date, it will accept less than current date. Now for that,
Yes.
which icon is appropriate here? Less than or equal to? This is your equal. This is another one. This is your greater than or equal. This is less than or equal.
Yes. This is.
Yes.
Right? This is less than or equal. I'll take this. Now I will go back one level. If I go back, you have system fields, ABAP system fields.
Yes, sir.
Double click on this ABAP system field. Here you will find current date.
Yes, sir.
So current date system will always take today's date. If system is working today, it will consider 16 less than or equal 16. Tomorrow less than or equal 17. After that less than or equal 18, 19, and so on. Now
Yes.
with this condition, it is working as expected.
Yes,
You don't
sir.
need to
Yes,
mention
sir.
the date. I'll
Yes.
put less than or equal to current date.
Current date. Yes.
Okay, now I'll go to message. Now message class, message number, open the drop down. Let's pick, I'll give this message number. Okay, this message number we are supposed to get when we save it.
Okay.
Sir, we can go edit. We can write, right? If you want.
You can
Can we
write, you
write
can
now?
also go to SE91, some T code will be there. Message maintenance. Okay,
Okay.
message class is this. If I click on this, this is your message class. Copy this message class. You can put this here, enter, click on create. This is already there. Change. Now if you see at the bottom, am I authorized or I do not have authorization?
I think he's not
Not
authorized.
authorized.
Right? You are not authorized to make changes. So in this user ID, we do not have authorization to maintain the number range. So that is the reason we are using whatever the number range is already available. I'll get this authorization
Okay, sir.
added to this one of the users, then I'll show how we will create the number, message number. But normally when you are in a project, this will be created by the technical team.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Okay, I'll go back. This message is what we are supposed to get when we try to post the document. Let me save it. Now validation has been created. As we discussed, there is no TR number. If you want to move this validation to the further clients, you need to manually include in a TR and then release it. Let me test now. What I will do, I'll come to this data entry screen. I'll just refresh the screen F-02, change company code to AP10 because that is what we have given. I will give first current date. I'll first give 1604. It should allow or it should not allow?
It should allow. Today date,
It
right?
should allow. Enter, enter. So it is directly asking me to input account number, which means header level validation is successful. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Current date, it is accepting, fine. Let me come back once again F-02. This time I will give back date. I'll say 15. Press enter. Back date is also allowed.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in short, less than or equal to current date is working fine.
Yes.
So system is allowing current date, system is also allowing less than current date, which means your past date. Now our
Yes.
actual validation testing using future date. 17.
Yes.
Put this, enter, enter,
Not allowing.
enter. If you see, you are getting this message. You are only authorized to display ABAP code. This is the same error message that we assigned here.
Yes, sir.
Right? Is our validation working?
Yes.
It's working, sir.
It is working. Now what I will do, I will change company code. I'll put the same parameter, but I will change company code AP20. Is our validation applicable to AP20 or only AP10?
Only AP10, sir.
Only AP10.
Only AP10. If I press enter for AP20, should system stop or it should allow?
It
Allow.
should
Future
allow.
post. It should allow. Enter, enter, enter. Now the document number
So
range
can
is
we do
missing.
it posting date level?
You can do at any date level. Same logic.
Okay. Okay.
Now it
Yeah,
is
it's
allowing
working.
here.
Yes.
This
Okay.
is a different error message.
Yes. It's
Right?
working.
It is working fine.
Yes.
Right? So this is the validation that you are going to write in case if you get a requirement to stop future document date for any particular company code. Now, if you tell this point in your interview, if your interviewer is asking you, you can do this in standard functionality by changing the message control. Why did you not do this? Then you have to tell your client had a requirement wherein this condition is applicable only for selected company codes. Clearer? And then you'll have to mention if we put this control at message control level by converting warning to error message, it will affect all your company codes, which is not the business requirement. So that is the reason to meet this requirement, we had to write a validation in this way.
Okay.
This is how you'll have to convey, this is how you'll have to explain in your interviews if you're talking about validations.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. First, you'll have to tell what is business requirement and is there any standard functionality available to meet it. If yes, why did you not go ahead with this? Point number one, if there is for this, there is a standard functionality.
Yes, sir, is there.
For this, there is a standard functionality to bring the message control to error. But if we do it, our requirement will not be fulfilled. So that is the reason we did not adopt this method. We went ahead with validation to make this applicable only for the selected company codes. Clear? And when you are telling these points, make sure you are confident. And you will get that confidence only when you are clear with the requirement. Because anything that you ask, especially these kind of points, you are subject to get cross questioned. Nobody will tell okay, fine, very good. Everybody will put cross questions, and you will be able to answer those cross questions only if you are clear with the requirements, only if you at least practice one time.
Yes,
Then
sir.
let them ask
Sir,
any
can
question you are confident to answer. Yes.
we do document level, line item level? What time we can't do, right, sir?
For
Validation?
that you have the complete document, right?
Yes.
But normally we don't do at complete document level. Very rarely we will do it.
Okay, sir. It will system we
Okay.
can do, right?
So,
You can do it.
Okay, but how you will activate, sir, that one? How you will assign in line item?
The third validation, when I show it, at that time I will define a validation for that.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
we are currently only looking at header level validation.
Okay, sir. Fine.
sir, in the real time, what type of validation requests will we be getting?
What type of?
Validation requests we will be getting.
This is one of the real-time validation.
Okay.
Okay, it's clear with this point, this
Yes, sir.
validation what we have written.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay.
For this one, we will only help with developer that message writing only, right?
Only message writing. If your ID has access to SE91 transaction, you can also create a message, but that is not recommended. Even if you tell in the
Okay.
interview that you created a message number, why did you create the message number? This is supposed to be created by the technical team. What will you answer for this?
I have the access. That's why I did.
No. If you have the access you have created, which means you are a trained candidate. So that way we will not work it. Tomorrow when you are in a project, if you find anything which is related to area, which is related to ST or any other area, in short, this is not part of a FICO config. When I say this is not part of a FICO config, I mean any setting that you are doing, if it is part of a financial accounting, if it is part of controlling, you are allowed to do that change. If any setting that you want to do is not coming either from controlling or from financial accounting, it is coming from any other node here. For every node there is a different consultant. If you see here, sales and distribution, material management,
Yes, sir.
now you know SD consultant, you know consultant,
Yes.
right? So if you have to make any particular change which comes from material management, you are not supposed to do it. You have to inform consultant to do that change. Even though
Okay.
you know the T code, even though you know how to do that setting, we are not supposed to do, because that is not our area.
Okay.
Okay, so these kind of points we are not supposed to tell in the interview, because they will
Sir, we can do
unnecessarily
in
put you in
development
trouble.
or production directly. Most
Which
of the
one?
cases. This one validation. In which server we'll do directly, we can do development also, right?
Normally we will
Otherwise,
be doing this in development and then you will transport to the quality and production. In some clients we will directly update validation in production system.
okay, based on
But
that
do not
requirement.
tell, yes, but do
Okay.
not tell that you will update directly in production system, because they might ask you different cross questions for which you may not be able to answer. Tell you
Okay,
created
sir.
validation in development, then they will ask you development will not give a TR. How did you move this? Tell them that
Transfer
you
sets.
included this manually in the TR.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Now this is our
Sir, I have
first
a doubt here.
validation.
Sir,
Yes.
please repeat this answer.
Which one?
Uh, if we create in development server, how you transport to quality and production?
Just go to your validation screen where you have created. We have created this validation under AP10 validations. Correct? Huh? Under
Yes,
AP10
sir.
you have so many steps, 3 steps. Select AP10, on top click on validation, you will get a transport option. Okay, click on transport. Here you should not select transport set, you can directly click on execute. You will get a TR. You can directly add in your TR or you can add in your own TR.
Won't
Sorry,
be
you
here.
can create a new TR. If you see this, what kind of request is this?
Workbench request.
Work.
This is a workbench request because this is a program related change.
Yes.
This is not a direct configuration, right? Some ABAP codes are getting generated. Whenever you make any modification, you will get ABAP code generated successfully at the bottom. Okay,
Yes, sir.
this is one requirement. Let's say what we will do, we will add additional requirement in this stating this validation should work for multiple company codes, or your client wants to have certain exception to it. When I say exception, what I will do, I want this validation to work only for selected document types. It should work for only selected document types. Let's say I want this validation to work only for SA document type or only for AB document type. So prerequisite company code is AP10 and
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. I have a doubt here.
yes,
For company code AP10, we have created 3 steps, right? Total.
correct.
But while testing the third step, we didn't give any reference field in that is Ajay SAP FICO. But how the system is validating without giving the reference field?
For the reference, if you see, this validation works when company code is AP10, currency is dollar. When I am testing, I am not giving dollar, I am giving INR.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. If I give dollar, this validation will be successful, but this will be failure.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now I'll say document type is equal to SA and KR. Clear?
Yes.
Now our validation should work only if document type is SA and KR. Any other document type you use other than SA, other than KR, future document type, future document date will be allowed. Is that correct?
Yes.
It should stop only if you use document type SA and KR. Any other document type apart from these two will be allowed for future document date. Now, if I say this, I will tell company code is standard, but I will have some flexibility with document type. Today I want to restrict SA and KR. Tomorrow I want to restrict DR also. Possible or not?
Possible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow I want to add DR also to stop future document date. Let's say for some reason I want to give a relaxation to one of the SA document type. One document I want to pass in future date, but I don't want system to stop only for this one document. Now I have to modify my rule according to the requirement. In short,
Yes, sir.
exceptions. This is called as your exception handling. How do you handle exceptions? Let's say no entry. No entry means nobody is allowed, or some basic, on some relaxation one should be allowed, or there should be some provision to cross the line.
No,
Nobody
Right?
should be
So
allowed.
nobody should be allowed.
now when we say that, you will get another thing called exception handling. Yes, nobody should be allowed, but on certain condition, on certain exception, one should be allowed. So I want to relax this control. I want to give a relaxation to this message, this warning, this error on selected condition. Such things you can achieve by adding a set. Okay, now I will add this using a set. Then you will understand what exactly we mean by exception handling. Now in the same validation, what we need to add in the prerequisite, we need to add document type also.
Yes, sir.
In the same validation, we need to add document type. Let's go to this validation. Step number 3,
3.
prerequisite. So company code, and then you want AND. Next one is your document type. Now document type is part of header or line item.
Header, sir.
Header. What is the document header table?
BKPF.
BKPF. Where do you see the field names of BKPF along with the
SE11.
length? SE11.
Sorry, sir.
Come here,
Length.
put
Okay.
BKPF, sorry, BKPF, click on display. Remove this. This is your BKPF display. Now, whenever you want to see a particular field, always refer SE11. Here you will be able to know the length also. There are different places where you want to know the field length, how many digits this particular field allows. Correct?
Yes,
Most
sir.
commonly you want to know this particular thing. So always refer SE11, don't put Google. Don't ask a
We
field
can
length
see
for reference in SAP.
SE16N also we can able to see it.
SE16N, you will not be able to see the length.
Okay. We can see only field number.
Only this field name you will be able to see in SE16N.
Okay.
Okay. Now document type is here. What is the field name for document type? BLART, B-L-A-R-T. Correct?
Yes, sir.
I'll copy this BLART. I'll go to our validation and I'll find in the document header search field BLART. Okay. Now document type. Now do we need to have some exception to the document type or these are fixed?
Exception is there.
So you may have some exception. Today you have two document types. Tomorrow you want to add third document type. Now every time you want to add a document type, you want to remove a document type. I don't want to do the configuration changes. Am I correct? It is not recommended. Right? Tomorrow your client is telling, please add document type DG also. You're not supposed to come here. Document type is equal to dir, kr, DG and all. It will be a very big list. This is not recommended. What you do, you maintain a set, maintain all the parameters that you have in this set. Okay, now document type I am going to refer in set. Document type I am going to refer in set. Before you refer in set, you must create a set. Now to create a set, let's go to GS01. What is the transaction code?
GS0.
GS01. If you go to GS01, you will get a field called, you'll get the screen, create set initial screen. Now give a name that you want to use for your set. Now any set that you are creating, remember you are creating starting from Z. You are creating from what?
Z.
Z. It must begin with Z, no exception. Strictly it has to begin from Z because you are creating your own customized set here.
Yes.
Z followed by, you can give your module name FI or you can directly give whatever you want. Let's say I'll put Z doc type. Okay, I am giving Z document type. This is always basic set, and this document type you want to pick from which table?
BKPF.
This document type is there in BKPF, which is header. You put BKPF here. Clear? This set, this is the table BKPF. You press enter after giving this. You will get a pop-up. It is asking which field you want to maintain from BKPF in this set. I want to maintain document type from BKPF table in ZDoc type set. What is the field name for document type?
BLART.
Blart.
BLART. Clear?
T. Yes, sir.
Continue. Now this is how the system will give a table. Here you put the description. I'll put document type for, let's say, future document date validation. Clear? You need to give descriptions clearly. And here you need to maintain the document types for which your validation should work. I want my validation to work for SA. I want the validation should work for SA and then KR. Are these the two?
Yes, sir.
Now, whatever the document types you maintain in this set, only for those two document types, your system is going to run or is going to check the validation control that you have put in. Enter.
Yes.
And then save it. You can also give a range. Okay, now Z doc type set is created. Copy this set. Go to your validation. Here, document type, I want system to check in this set. Correct?
Yes.
So I am telling system company code is equal to AP10. Whenever you put is equal to, it's a fixed value, and document type is not fixed, it is flexible, and check in. Whenever you put in, you will get something called set directory here. Click on that set directory. It will give a pop-up asking you to input the set ID. Set ID is nothing but the set name that you have created. I copied that set name, Z doc type. Say OK. Okay, now it gives Z doc type in brackets. It will give you the description of that set to make sure that you are giving the right set. Clear?
Yes.
Now check remains the same. Message remains the same. Only the condition we have changed. Document type and company code. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll go to step number 3. I'll click on save. Okay. Now what I am going to do, I am going to test it. So first, let me refresh the screen. I am going to use future date for AP10 company code. Now this should stop or allow?
It should stop, sir.
It should
It
stop
should stop.
because SA document type is part of your set.
Yes.
Document date also is feature date.
Right? It is future date, company code, and document type. Everything is matching, so it should stop. Let me press enter, enter, enter. It stopped.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now if I try to change this to current date, it should allow. Enter. It is allowing.
It's allowed. Yes, sir.
Now the other document type that we were talking about is KR.
Should not allow.
It should allow or it should not allow? KR.
Should not. Should not allow.
It should not allow.
Should not allow.
Enter, enter, enter. Here also this is giving the error message.
Yes.
Now I will put, let's say, AB. Is AB part of your set?
No, sir.
No.
It should allow or it should stop?
It should allow.
It should allow.
No,
stop
sir.
because
Document date is future date, right?
future
Document
date, right?
date is future date. But I
It
have
should
not
stop.
put a condition for AB. I have told system stop only if document type is SA and KR. For those it
Okay.
stopped. But
Okay.
in our
It should
set,
allow.
AB is not there. It should allow.
It should have. Yes.
I'll press enter. It is allowing.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Now it is asking you to put account number. I'll come back. Now to do this kind of a testing, you don't have to post the complete document every time. So you have to know, you have to understand how you have to test the system.
Yes, sir.
Right? You have to understand clearly the requirement. Only to the extent of that requirement first test. This is called your initial testing or base testing. Once you are convinced with the basic system behavior, then you need to do a thorough testing. When I say thorough or complete testing, you need to post the full document, ensuring nowhere it is stopping. Sometimes it may allow here, but when you try to post, it may stop. Okay, because at that time there may be another validation coming into picture, maybe line item validation.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now AB is allowed. Now what I am going to do in this set, now this is your create set. I'll go to top, change. For creation it is GS01. For whenever you are trying to create any transaction ending with 1, this is standard logic in SAP. If your create is *1, which means ending with 1, your change is always *2, which means ending with 2. Display is always *3, which means ending with 3. Only the last digit changes, the remaining digits will remain as it is. Here if I say it as GS01, it will be what? GS 02, GS 03. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Now I want to change this set. I have to go to GS02. Option number 1, you can come back and open. Option number 2, from the menu itself, if you go to set, you will find options, create, display. Now I am on change, enter. Sorry. Enter. Here I want to change this set. I can remove this. I can also add additional document type. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now I want to put additional document type AB. Yes.
If you remove, it will not applicable.
If I remove, it will not applicable.
Okay, sir.
Okay, document type is always checked in this set.
Okay.
Sir, if
Okay,
you
now
don't
I
mind,
added.
yeah, if you don't mind, on the taskbar it is showing it as GS01 only, right?
Because I did not come here through T code.
Okay.
It will show the T code which you have keyed in at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. Now I am adding AB. I am trying to save this. Now when you are testing this, make sure your testing is proper. Now there is a term called test cases. Any idea? Anybody heard? You have to know what is a test case. You have to understand how you are going to test it thoroughly. So you'll have to pick different business scenarios, all the possible scenarios you'll have to take and then test. Otherwise, you may test one scenario, but your client will test 5 scenarios. For one scenario, it may work. For the remaining 4 scenarios, it may not work. That may be because of your client did not explain you this requirement, or he thought you are clear with it. Now, according to you, client told 1 point, you went ahead blindly with 1 point. So here the blame will come on the consultant. When I say blame will come on the consultant, it is very clear that user is not aware of the SAP system. Am I correct?
Yes.
How system works, user is not aware. So as a consultant, since you are aware how this will affect your system, it is your responsibility to communicate with the client or gather the thorough requirement or make sure your client is testing all the possible scenarios. It's not that in a hurry you are testing quickly and then you are moving to the next system. That is not allowed. If something goes wrong, you will be at a risk, because you need to give justification why this is not working, how did this pass your testing, who did testing in the development, what scenarios we have tested, who tested this in quality, and what scenarios are tested, are these scenarios not discussed during the initial requirement. Because these things we are not going to deliver immediately to the client. Now we are discussing on the Excel sheet, we are completing within 1 hour, correct?
Yes.
But when you're in a project, same thing you are going to take minimum 1 day. If I give it to you today, you will be giving it only tomorrow. Why we are giving tomorrow, why not today, when we know that this is only a 10-minute task, 15-minute task? Because there are a lot of additional activities involved in this, called your testing, documentation, all this. Nothing should affect your production system. If you are moving some change from this validation, the other validations should not get affected. For that to happen, you need to ensure you are testing 2 times. Once in the development system from your side using your consulting skill. Second time, you are testing this in the quality system using your business user skill set. Either you have to find out this is not going to work, something is wrong in this, or your user will have to find out. Correct?
Yes.
If not, directly we are moving it to the production, then something is very wrong. The way we are working is wrong. Especially the way consultant is working is wrong. That is how it will be projected. Now,
Sir, for this
let me
one also
test.
we will prepare documentation.
Anything that you change, you will have to prepare a document.
Okay.
Whether it is a small one or a big one, it has to be, there is a change in the system, right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Whenever there is a change in the system, it has to be documented.
For change request also we can prepare, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So in normal terms, sir, support when we support someone, we do CR or like normal incidences.
Incident is what you are going to get from your client. If that incident requires any configuration changes, from the incident you are going to create a CR. CR is not created by the client. CR is created by the consultant.
Okay. So our
Okay.
majority of work in support project will be CR, sir.
Both, because not every issue that is reported to you requires configuration change, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, certain things may be training issues, certain things may be understanding problems, certain things may be wrong input given in the transaction, certain things may be incorrect master data created. So wherever you are not touching the configuration, that is incident itself. If you are touching the configuration, your incident converts into a CR.
And sir, as you told that we have to create a documentation and it will require 1 day. But in this day, do we get another incident or CR request, or like how will we work then, sir? If we are spending the whole day on this only.
You are
So
not
if
going to
other work
work
comes,
only on this, no? You are not going to work only on this. And when your billing is happening to your client, it has 2 ways. One is your fixed billing, the other one is time and money. Okay, when we say fixed billing, no matter how many hours you are working in a day, how many issues you are solving in a day, you will be paid fixed amount per month. The other side, it will be time and money. Based on the number of hours you are taking, based on the number of hours you are working, accordingly you will be paid.
so but
So in such
normally,
case,
yes, sir.
yeah, go ahead.
So but normally we have a fixed salary, so how will that work?
No, it's not about your salary, it's about the billing. When the project is on the support, you will have annual maintenance support or annual maintenance contract. Some call it as AMC project, some call it as AMS project. For this, there may be different contract, different agreement between the consulting company and then your client. So this you will understand later on. Now it is too early for us to understand all these points.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Sir, for
so that
validation we have to take approval.
anything that you are doing change in the system, you'll have to take the approval and you'll have to have a unit testing document from your side, a UAT document from your client side, business approval from your client head, asking you, confirming you to move these changes to the production system.
Okay, we will prepare this many documents.
These many
Okay.
documents are there.
Okay.
Now, okay, back to our testing. Now I am testing AB. This AB is now part of your exception table or is part of your set. Should system allow or stop this?
Stop this.
Stop
Be
this.
around.
It should stop. I'll press
Stops.
enter, enter. It is stopping or it is not stopping?
Not
It is
stop.
not stopping. I think we are not
It is
validated.
it is not stopping, but if you look at your set, in your set AB is already there.
Yes.
I think screen is
But
not refreshed.
in
I think.
validation we're not done, right?
No, my screen is not refreshed because when I am on this screen, that table was having the old records, correct?
Okay, sir. Yes.
Now, when certain things are not working, we are not supposed to assume that it is not working. Do it once again, just refresh F-02 because any change that you are doing in the system, certain things will get refreshed, updated immediately, certain things will be refreshed only when you restart the transaction. Now I'll give future date, AB document type. This now it should stop or it should allow?
Stop.
It should stop.
It
Should
should
stop.
stop. Is it stopping or
No,
allowing?
sir. It's not allowing,
No.
sir. I think in
It is allowing.
GB.
Now if I come here, AB is there. Let me save it. Okay, saving not performed since set is unchanged. Okay, so it is not taking for AB. Now what I will do a reverse testing. Now these kind of problems may come when you are working even in your real project. So we should not assume that everything is straightforward. I have tested this once, I have practiced this 10 times, I will be able to do anything. No, now you are saying it practically.
Yes, sir.
Now what I'll do, I'll just come back, F-02 again. I'll give future date, 17 is future date. I'll give this, with SA it should stop or it should work?
Stop.
Stop,
It should
enter,
stop.
it is stopping.
We already did validation now. Yeah.
Right, now if I put AB, it should stop. It is stopping or it is not stopping?
It's not stopping, sir.
It's not stopping.
It is not stopping. Now what I will do, I'll try to change another document type. From AB, what I'll do, I'll put DR. Okay, save this. Come back to the testing again. Refresh the screen, F-02. Future date. Sorry. Document type should be what? DR. Enter. 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 Stopping or it is not stopping?
Not stopping.
Not stopping.
Not stopping, sir.
It is not stopping, right? Now you see system is behaving in a different way. So far it was
Yes.
in your control, but now is this in your control?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Now can I say to my client that this is working fine? Now your client is adding let's say DR document type, AB document type, it is not working. He will tell no, this is not working. Now you will be surprised or not?
Yes,
Definitely.
sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
will be surprised because you have tested it so many times, it was working fine, but now when your client is testing, it is not working fine. Now you will have to come back and then check what is actually happening. Why it is not detecting, why it is not recognizing the document types that you are maintaining in your set. Let's go to set once again. Enter. Let me delete everything. I'll save the set. Okay, now set has been saved. I'll go to the testing once again. Now currently there is nothing. It should allow for all the document types. future date?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
SA it is not allowing.
Yeah. Because company code.
I think future date, right?
Yeah.
It is
Company code
future
level.
date.
It
Yeah.
applies to company code.
Future date.
Company code level.
Now if
Future.
you see company code is there, this is there.
Yes.
Okay. Now your set has no value. When your set has no value, it assumes that it is for all document types.
Yes.
Right? If your set has no value, it assumes that for everything. Now I will put AB here this time. What I'll put? AB.
Maybe.
Now it should stop only for AB.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'll go back. F-02 future date AB, enter. Is this stopping?
No. Posting.
No stopping.
It is not stopping. Come back, enter. Now I'll try to put SA. SA it should not stop because SA is not part of your table. But for
Stopping,
SA
sir.
it is stopping.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
For SA it is stopping.
Yes.
Now what if I give this date 28? Still it is stopping.
Yes.
If I put, let's say 10, it is not stopping. Now it
Yes.
has now become a little tricky, confusing to understand what validation is all about, how validation works.
Yes.
At the beginning
Yes,
it
sir.
was straightforward, very simple, but now it has become complicated.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now if you are not understanding the requirement, if you are not testing, if you are not practicing thoroughly, this is what happens. Because this is common, this is how it will be when you are in a project. Nothing is straightforward. That is why to do anything there is a huge time.
Even though we haven't given SA and KR documents, but these are validating, right?
Correct. Now in this set, what is there? Only AB is
AB.
there, right? Now for AB it is not validating. Next what I will do, I will try to test for SA or not DR. I'll test. DR it should allow or it should not allow?
Should allow.
Should allow.
It should allow. Enter, enter. DR it is allowing.
Yes.
Now if I put DR here, it should allow or it should not allow?
It should not allow.
Should not allow.
If I put DR, it should not allow. Let me come back, refresh the screen. F-02 28 DR, enter. What is happening?
It's posting.
Allowing, sir.
Is allowing.
It is allowing,
Yes.
right? Now when these kind of things are happening, you will have to revisit your set, your validation, you will have to redo it. Check if everything is working fine or not, because there is nothing much we have done. Sometimes it is working fine, sometimes it is not working fine,
Yes, sir.
right? So
Sir,
what
it's
I am
went to
going to
Volta,
do,
no?
which one?
That to AB and SA. Starting we checked it's not allowed. Okay, then we can give it, sir.
Right. Now first if you look at our validation, company code is AP10. Are we testing for AP10? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And next one, and document type in ZDoc type. Document type in ZDoc type. This is your ZDoc type. ABDR.
Yeah.
Whenever, sorry, whenever company code is AP10 and the document type is from your ZDoc type set, your document date cannot be, sorry, your document date must be less than or equal to system date, which is your current date.
Yes.
Right? Now, let me open this. ABDR, let me add some more document types. Let's say I will add SA, I will add KR, save it. Now for these 4 of the document types, we should not be able to post with future document date, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Let me come here, /n f-02. I'll take long date 28 1603. This is SA. SA is part of your validation set. It should not allow future date, correct?
Yes, sir.
Enter, enter, enter. Stopping.
Not available. Yes, sir. It's okay. Fine.
Next document type, let's say KR. If I put KR, enter, enter, KR is stopped.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next one is your AB.
Yes.
AB, enter, enter, enter. AB is stopped or AB is not?
No, allowing.
Not stopped, sir.
AB is not
Allowing.
stopping.
Yes, sir.
Go back. Now let's test DR.
Yeah, DR.
KR we already tested.
Yes,
DR.
yes, sir. Yes, DR.
Enter. Change this date. Enter. DR also it is allowing.
These two working Volta, sir.
Right? So, but our logic is the same. We did not put any logic to work reverse.
Yes, sir. But yeah, but I have a doubt here, sir, because SA and KR we created, right, with posting. What is that posting T code? Again, but after the two document types, we go through change.
But that is the whole idea of maintaining a set, so that I can add or remove values at any given point of a time.
Exactly, sir. But yeah, because of that only, it is not working, I think.
No, if you remove AB and DR, it allowing. It will stop.
Now what I will do, I will delete this set. Okay. Now before I delete the set, what I'll do, I'll come here, I'll remove this set from here. To delete step, sorry, I'll not, prerequisite, document type validation, delete from cursor, and this also I'll delete, and I'll save this. Okay, now I am going to delete this set. Go to set, click on delete. Delete set. Okay, set deleted. If I try to display this set, this is not available. Correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll put only Z type, or I'll simply put ZBLART. Now click on create, BKPF basic set, enter, field document type, enter, document type header validation. This time I am going to put AB and the other one which was not working. Just a minute.
DR, sir.
AB and DR. I'll put these
Yes.
two
Yes.
and save. Alright, let me add this in the validation again. Company code this. What we'll have to put? Prerequisite
In.
and what is that document type? BLART.
Yes, sir. BLART.
Document type in
Insert.
Set.
set directory ZBLART.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Now I'll go to step number 3. Save it. Now let us test. F-02 future date
Future day.
AB. This I'll take current date. Enter. Stopping.
Stopping, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's
Stopping.
okay.
Now I'll put DR. Enter. Stopping.
Yes,
sir.
Now if I put SA, sorry,
should not stop, right?
it should not stop. It is not stopping.
Yes, because we haven't given.
Right. Now let's say I will add SA in this set now. SA. Now SA should also get stopped.
Yes,
sir.
supposed to be stopped.
I'll refresh the screen once again. Future date, SA, opened period, enter. It is stopping.
Not stopping, sir.
No,
Yes, sir.
posting.
Not stopping.
It
Yeah.
is not stopping.
Yes.
Right.
Sir,
So what it is
can we
doing?
give it what a time? I think it will not stop. Document types.
Right. Now the way system is behaving, you are able to understand how system is working.
Yes,
sir.
Right. We are supposed to work. We are supposed to understand how system behaves, how system works. We have to catch the pulse of the system. Because our understanding system behavior may not be same every time. There may be small minute points. If you see here, first time whatever you add, it is taking. Second time when you add something, it is not taking. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, one more doubt, sir. Can you please go through GS02 once?
If you delete it, I think it will not stop, sir.
GS02. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is it directly going through GS02? But here I can see only GS01, right?
Now ignore this. So let's say if I go to GS02.
It will come same.
Right, all your points, all your thought processes are correct. That is how you have to experiment. That is how you have to look at the system. Only then you will be able to resolve points which everybody feels it's very complicated. I do not know, but you will be able to understand it, solve it just like that. It's all about how you are thinking.
Yes. We have to be logical, right? Every
Correct.
time.
And that is what is your consulting skill. Nothing else.
Yes, sir. Understood.
You don't need to have experience on a particular area, but the way your thinking should be the logical, the way your thinking is identical in accordance with how system behaves, how system works. Otherwise it will be difficult for us to manage, because same thing you will be able to solve today, the same one you tomorrow you may not be able to solve it. You will not understand. You will only put a question to yourself, why it was working yesterday, why not today? We are not changing the way we are thinking, we are only blaming the system. It was working fine yesterday, today it is not working fine. Right? Okay, now I'll go to GS02.
Yes.
Okay, enter. Here let me add, let's say KR. Save it. When I add KR and save it, now here KR should be stopped.
Yes, it's
Yes.
supposed to be stopped. Yes, sir.
Stopped.
Yes.
It's stopping.
So we have to go through T code only.
Now I'll go to this again. I'll add, let's say, any other document type. KG.
KZ.
Yeah, KZ, fine. Come back. F-02 KZ. Stopping.
Stopping. Yes. Now it's working.
Now what I will do, I'll go to GS01, this one. From here I'll go to change. I'll enter. Here I'll put DZ. Now it should stop or it should not stop.
It should stop.
It should stop actually.
Should stop. But according to our previous experience, it should stop or it should not.
It should
It
not.
should not stop.
It should not.
Only
It
two
should not
documents.
stop. Because the way we updated is the other way around.
Yes.
DZ.
Stopping.
Stopping.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then why it's happening, sir?
Now, for certain things, there will be no answers. So all we say is some technical issues. That's it. Even when you are in real time, for certain things, you will not understand why this happened. Because sometimes certain things will not work, but when you update it again, it will work.
Yeah. Here, one more doubt is also there, sir. Because we have started using GS02. That's why it is working, I think.
No, no.
No, we came out from that screen and then we updated.
Yeah, updated. But we have started, right? After only it is working.
Right. Now we should also check whether these things are properly updated in your tables or not. Anybody knows which tables are updated for your set? This is your Z blart SE16N. For set related, you simply put set star F4. Okay. So values in set, what is the table name? Set leaf.
Set leaf. Yes.
Yes.
Go to set leaf, put set name as your Z blart, enter, execute. You see these many document types are there in your set leaf.
Sets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will get the count here also. If you go to set, it has got 6 records.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Now this,
if you don't mind, can I tell you something?
yes.
Yeah, before using that GS02, we have added one document type which is not working.
Okay.
Can
Right.
we do experiment with that?
For that we have to delete and then do it again.
If we delete, then it won't work. I think again it works, I think.
Right, because for this to replicate again, you have to do the same activities, whatever you have done before in the similar sequence. You need to bring a new set. Okay, first put only 2 document types in it. test it, they will work fine. After that, add third document type in the set without coming back. From there only you switch to change.
Yes.
Right? You'll have to replicate the scenario exactly.
Yes, sir.
Because if you change the way that we worked before where you got the error, it may work fine. That we have practically seen now.
No.
Right? So similar things will happen when you are working in a project. You will tell no, it is working fine. Your user will tell no, it is not working.
Yeah.
Unless you see what exactly he is doing, you will not be able to understand. In the initial classes, we understood that when your user is telling there is a problem, do not come to a conclusion. See what your user is doing, note down the steps, T codes and all.
Sorry, sir. Could you please repeat again, sir?
In the beginning classes, we have discussed about when your user is telling that he is facing any problem, do not look at the error message and start working on it. First, get the screen access of your user, check what they are doing. Are they doing it correctly or not?
Yes.
Now here what we did is the same thing. We added a value in the set, but the way we added is different.
Yes.
No.
There is a slight difference in the way we added in the set.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now it has affected the system performance. In one way,
Yes, sir. It's affected.
it is working fine. In the other way, it is not working fine. But according to us, we added a value in set.
Yes.
Right? So small minute points may create a big problem.
Yes.
Now tomorrow you're struggling for this. Somebody is coming and then adding this. Now they will be understanding that you are not able to do it because of system issues. No, right? They will simply tell this is basic thing. You are not able to do this. Yes or no?
Yes.
They will upfront tell on our face that no, this is basic thing. You are not able to understand this logic also. So that is why before you approach somebody, make sure you experiment it again and again. Same thing, but start thinking differently. If you're doing in the similar way, take a break. Close your laptop, come out of the screen and then take some tea, coffee, come back and then again sit with fresh mind. Automatically you will get the solution. Clearer? So this mindset, the way you have to work is what you have to develop. That is what you are supposed to learn.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's easy for us to complete the set or validation within 30 minutes.
Yes.
But this is not the case when you are in a project. But you will never understand why I am able to do validations without any error when I was practicing, why I am not able to do it when I am working for a client. You start thinking that test server was different, the real time server is different. It is not the case. It is not like that. It all depends on the scenario that you are testing, requirement that you have, and the understanding is more important. What scenario you are testing, whether you understood the scenario or not.
Yes.
If you are not clear with the scenario, if you are not clear with the requirement, this is what happens. We will end up getting a lot of issues. Tomorrow, if somebody is asking you, what is your problem? Why this is taking long time? You have to explain them everything. This was the requirement. This is what I have done. This is where I am stuck. The first thing we have to understand how to explain our requirement. For that, we have to have the clarity first.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Yes, sir.
We should have
Right? So
clarity.
that is where we need to pay attention at the beginning. It's not about how many times you are configuring. It is about how accurately, how properly you are configuring the system.
Yes.
Now, if somebody is asking you, now you can explain this as your real-time project, real-time issue.
Yes, sir.
Even if somebody is arguing with you, you can still confidently talk to them.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That you will tell now, you can tell them that you can try, go to GS01, don't go to change mode using GS02. You can tell them confidently that this is what we have done. We have practically faced this problem. Now, when you're explaining this, the way you're talking is not going to reveal that you are a trained candidate. You will talk your experience at that time. Am I correct? Whatever you have experimented, whatever you have on the screen, the same points you are going to explain. There, the way you talk, the statements that you are going to use are all different. You will not realize that you are talking in a different way. Now, for that way of talking, everybody will get impressed. Everybody will tell he is the right candidate. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have two questions, sir. Could you please go to that validation tab, sir? Yes, sir. Sir, here in the prerequisite, for the company code, we choose the technical name of the company code, then we click equal to, then constant, then we get the our company code field. So
Correct.
while choosing the field name, I mean, not the field name, the Z bar, the set.
Okay.
Why did not we choose the equal to and constant, or not constant, maybe equal to or anything?
If you put is equal to, you cannot refer from a set. If you put is equal to, you have to give a fixed value. But is our document type fixed? It is not fixed, right? I may change
Yes.
it at any given point of time. Today I want 6 document types. Tomorrow I may want only 3 document types. If you put is equal to, you have to put 6 times SA and AB and AR and BR and all these things you will have to put and.
Okay, sir.
If you put is equal to, the way you put AP10, in the similar way you have to put AB, AR and then your DR, KR, KZ and all. One by one you have to type. And any change you want to do, you'll have to again modify the validation, which is not a recommended solution. Okay, to meet these kind of requirements, we will be using set.
Got it, sir. Sir, the second question is, suppose we have created 3 or 4 steps under document header. So right now the end user is saying that we don't want the step 3. So in this
Okay,
case, can we directly delete this one, or is there any other way?
if your end user is telling this step they don't want, you have to understand this step is used in what scenario. Is this used only for one company code, or is this used in multiple company codes? If this is used in multiple company codes, what you need to do, you need to put a set for your company code also and maintain company codes in the set. From that set, remove the company code for which this validation or this step 4 is not required. So
Sir,
in
can you
that
please
case,
repeat that?
yeah, in that case, what you will do, your company code bookers will not be is equal to, okay, your bookers will be in set. So you will be creating one more set, maintaining the company codes.
Okay.
Clear?
Sir,
From
which
that
means
set, you remove the company code.
yeah, which means in future we can add some more company
Yeah,
codes, right?
correct. Normally, in any real environment, your validation is common for all your company codes. We are not going to create company code level validation. We are going to create group level validation. And wherever you are creating a company code, you will put a set. And this validation, if applicable for company code AP10, put AP10 in your set. If this is required for AP20 also, you put AP20 in set. For some reason, this validation is only required for AP10. In your validation set, put only AP10 in your set. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Because these are very common. Today they will tell that okay, we don't want for other company codes, but after some time, after certain months or certain days, they may tell please implement this validation, this checkpoint for other company code also. At that time, we have to come and modify this again,
Yes.
Yes.
which is not
Yes.
recommended.
Because
So while creating the validation itself, you will try to create it in a dynamic way. When we say in dynamic way, you can do modifications in simple ways.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right
Uh,
then.
Thank you,
sir, I
sir.
have one
Just
question.
One sec.